A grand show of strength among political parties in India. Top leaders from 26 opposition groups held discussions in the city of Bengaluru to firm up their strategy against the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party. The parties also named their new coalition the Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance, or India for short. It marks the second big meeting of the opposition in the run-up to next year's Lok Sabha polls. Heads of the Indian National Congress Party were present, including Sonia Gandhi. Reports say that she might be chosen as the opposition coalition's president, but there is no official confirmation of that just yet. Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge said that the meeting was not held to gain power for the alliance, but to protect democracy in the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attacked the opposition, calling it a group of, quote, corruption and dynasty politics. Now, meantime, 38 parties from the ruling National Democratic Alliance also gathered in New Delhi to deliberate strategy for next year's polls. The Indian Union Minister said that the agenda of NDA's meeting is to make Mr. Modi Prime Minister again. For more, Ishan Garg joins us. He is in New Delhi. Ishan, what else came out of the opposition parties' talks today?
Well, the opposition parties first and foremost came up with the new acronym for the new alliance, and it's called India. They're using this new branding of their new alliance to tell the people that it's going to be a battle between Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led BJP and the idea of India, as Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who is a senior politician in the Indian National Congress, pointed out today. But apart from that, they have also held rounds of discussions about what they call are the most pressing issues India is facing. They talked about the violence in Manipur, they talked about the unemployment issue. They also talked about how the economy isn't performing as well as they would like. Apart from that, they have also discussed how these 26 different political parties can come together and they can form a cohesive alliance. And to that effect, they have decided that they are going to form an 11-member committee. And these 11 people will choose the head, the convener of that committee, who will essentially become the leader of this alliance. Now, it's unclear if that leader will eventually be the prime ministerial face from the opposition parties. When Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge was pressed by journalists asking if they have already decided on a prime ministerial candidate, he brushed that question aside and said that that's not a big issue and it will be discussed in future meetings. And there remains one of the biggest criticisms of the opposition parties by several political analysts, the fact that they haven't chosen a face yet, and the face that they do choose has to go up against Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who still remains immensely popular in India. And that's why analysts say that even after all these meetings, there are still shortcomings in the opposition party's strategy going into 2024 elections.
And with regards to the opposition, specifically with Congress, it is still grappling with its own challenges, Ishan. We heard today the Indian Supreme Court is taking up Rahul Gandhi's defamation plea. That's this Friday. What are his chances, though, of actually running in next year's polls?
Well, his chances, considering how many times his appeal has been turned down by different courts, are looking pretty slim. He's already been turned out twice by courts in Gujarat, and now Supreme Court remains his final place where he can plead his case. And this has thrown Congress into a bit of a leadership crisis, because if Mr. Rahul Gandhi was not in this situation where he could potentially be disqualified from holding office for 8 years, he could have been one of the leaders in the race to become the prime ministerial candidate. And this has not only caused problems for the Congress itself, but for the opposition parties. But analysts say that there now might be some infighting between these different 26 factions to emerge as the primary contender for the face of the prime minister. So Mr. Rahul Gandhi's problem isn't only Congress's problem, but it's likely now becoming the entire coalition's problem as well.
Ishan, thank you for that. Ishan Garg there in New Delhi.